What happened? You shut it down?
Yeah, because we were at an hour and 50 minutes.
Cool.
So, okay, go ahead. Shoulders suck. Go ahead. Tell me.
Worst
Complain, bitch.
recovery of any injury you've had.
Which I've heard, yes. And
Every,
one of my best friends
it's so hard to
sells surgery.
explain this.
He sells the screws that goes in the shoulders,
I don't
and
have.
he said that is one of the worst things that people can come back from.
Yeah. So when I blew this one out,
You blew
make
it.
it like I had no pain in the shoulder at all.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing ever was saying, hey, there's some issue there. You're catching a hockey puck and
Sure.
baseball or whatever, softball, and there's like a little pain. Nothing. I'm in a fucking tournament for the 11-day power play we have here. A charity tournament. Guy shoots a puck in. We're playing half ice, so the nets are against the glass.
Oh shit!
So I just slide over, try to catch the puck, so I can knock it down to just hand it to my defenseman, so it ain't rattling around. As soon as the puck hits my glove,
It's
I
out.
see stars.
Yep.
I blacked out. My arm drops. I yell over. I'm like, something's not right. Whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't pick my arm up.
Mm-hmm.
So I pin my arm to my body. My elbows locked in my ribs. So this is what I'm doing.
And if you see that in the NFL or even NHL, like second that somebody's first instinct is to lock it, it means that the shoulder has nothing there.
Just saw that the other day with Zach Hyman when he got clipped.
Yep.
Got his shoulder and ran right off the ice. Now he had emergency surgery. They didn't say what it was, whatever. So I'm like, something's wrong. So I locked it in, and even like getting just center mass pucks going down, butterfly just letting it hit me, going to get back up, it hurt.
Yeah, you knew you were fucked. Yeah,
I knew I was fucked. So we're in a charity tournament. It's 2 periods, 12 minutes, whatever. It happens like in the first 4 minutes. I'm yelling. I'm like, I can't move my arm. Can't move my arm. They're like, what the fuck's the matter? I'm like, dude, I'm seeing stars. I might throw up. I don't know what's going on. I can't feel my fucking arm. And I'm like, but me being me is like, I'm like, I don't want to leave you hanging.
My first thought, if I was you, being your age, no offense.
I'm taken.
Thank you. Left arm for the first injury. I would be like, I might be having a fucking heart attack.
So that slipped through my mind.
Really?
At first, just because of the pain. Secondly was I knew it was rotating. Not a doctor.
2 adults, Chris and Daryl, yeah, they run shit. Current world events and forever on some dumb shit. Fun lit with a Bush Light, especially, even though they always getting banned, allegedly. Crack a bourbon, peep the sermon, niggas 2 dolts. And you know they hold it down like it's 2 ropes. It's a crack a bourbon, peep the sermon, niggas 2 dolts. Taking over in the game, bringing new hope.
Dude. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. A couple shows ago, you waited like 8 minutes. Your patience game is strong.
I love you very much. And I was hearing your pain. I know you went through. I know what it's like to be a competitor. I do. And to not be able to compete. But also go open, dude. You were getting into your fucking feelings.
I know, I'm like, dude, I just want people to know about this and how it feels.
Yeah.
It does suck. It hurts all the time.
But lefty is way better than what you're going through right now. Like, so having your left shoulder.
So I had this one done 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We went through this on the podcast.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Of course.
It was great because you can unzip your shorts, pull your dick out, take a leak.
So do you hold your dick with your left hand or right hand?
Normally?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm lefty.
I open a whole left boxers, open a hole in the shorts, pull the shorts down over dick and balls, whatever.
So you hold your dick to aim is
right with my right hand. Right hand.
So I'm lefty. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
okay.
that was different.
That's rough.
So wiping my ass, I had to practice.
I'm a right wipey, yeah.
And both of the bathrooms in our house, the toilet paper is on the left side. So I'm in a mobilizer.
Yeah.
Arm pinned to my chest. So the toilet paper's over here. So what do you do?
Oh shit, dude.
So I had to pull it over and turn, try to hold it, rip it, and then wipe left-handed, which is not normal for me.
Yeah, it would be.
So so yesterday, Friday, was 5 weeks post-surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It's been about a week before I think I reached behind. I was able to wipe my ass with my right arm.
Sick, dude. Nice.
But I wiped it like extra because I had some Rhea. So I had to do it 2 or 3 times. And I got done, my arm was sore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right. We can't
so you take one dump, arm sore.
Yeah.
You calling in the reliever, right? You go to the
lefty.
you go to do the ice. How many times a day do you shit?
Once or twice.
Really?
Sometimes it depends on what meds and shit hit. Because when I was on that oxy, it bound me up.
So 0 days.
I was like 4 days. 4 days in a row, I didn't take a shit. I went. I farted a lot. Chris was like, "Why don't you flush the toilet?" I'm like,
"No need."
I peed.
Sure.
And I farted. She's like, "I don't want to smell it." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm not flushing." I also do not flush the toilet every time I take a piss.
Gentlemen.
Especially at night.
Sure.
She falls asleep on the couch.
Yeah,
I get up. I could take a piss. And then there's, hey, she's sleeping. I'm going to go and take a piss again. I'm not flushing the toilet every fucking time. It's pee. If I take a shit, flushing the toilet. At pee, if it's just me going during the night after I've been drinking, and I know it's going to be 3-4 times an hour, then I'm going to flush it once an hour.
Dude, I started taking this shit called, it's like oregano oil pills. It's kind of like the latest craze.
Oh,
dude. So if I take oregano oil pills and my cholesterol medication, which I think is a double, my shit's the next day, I would say 7 or 8 by noon.
Yeah. I'm kind of
waterworks.
I'm kind of wondering, like, coming up to my physical, which would be October. I'm like, so I wonder if like September, August, September, maybe August-ish sometime, I stop taking those meds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just roll along with what I normally do, because I mean my lifestyle doesn't change. There's no crazy shit. It's like I decided to just start snorting coke. A few beers, and now I'm drinking bourbon. Alcohol is alcohol at some point, no matter what it is. It's just about how much goes in and out of you.
Right.
And it's fine. But I'm like, you just wonder about where your levels are. Like, are these drugs that they're prescribing the end all be all? Are they really?
Dude, I never had problems with my liver until I started taking cholesterol medication. Ever.
Everybody, like, there's a couple group threads that I'm in, and everybody thought I drank so much. I'm like, for the last 7 years being on third shift, I don't drink during the week. Like Wednesday, summertime, might have a beer because I like my job and I like the company I work for. I'm not going to fuck that up. Thursday, Chris might make surf and turf or a pasta. I'm like, dude, I could go for a glass of wine.
Sure.
Have a glass of wine. It's out of my system before I go to work.
Right.
That's that. I don't do drugs. So that was one of the things we were talking about. I'm like, dude, I was the happiest motherfucker when I got drug tested earlier this year. They're like, why are you so happy? I'm like, I don't do drugs. Yeah. I don't drink during the week. I go, my piss is the cleanest thing you're gonna be. You're gonna see in that.
Yeah.
I can literally sell this to the next person.
Sure.
For money. Yeah. And they're like, wow, you're the happiest person we've ever seen in years getting drug tested. I'm like, because I don't have a fucking problem with this shit.
Dude, I would go into this clinic literally hungover. Going like, okay, they're gonna take blood. I'm already fucking kind of got the spins a little bit. They take it and they'd be like, all right, so your triglycerides are high, obviously. Beer. I'll do it. Cholesterol's okay. Cool. Love it. Liver enzymes. Great. Only until I went to a doctor and the guy goes, your cholesterol's kind of borderline. And he puts me on the statin. Only then where they were like, hey, your enzymes are a little high. Not like, okay, so like if normal is like, I'm throwing out arbitrary numbers, but like
sure.
Between 40 and fucking 75, you're a 76.
Yeah. Mine was like, whatever my cholesterol was like, I had a female doctor that she since retired. She said mine was a touch high.
Yeah.
What statin were you on?
I don't know, Rosuvastatin or whatever.
Rosuvastatin?
Yeah.
I'm on that right now.
Yeah.
So I got put on all that shit because my blood pressure was fucking insane when I went for my pre-op test for my last shoulder.
Yeah, you get the fucking med coat fucking shit too.
So. No, it's white coat.
White coat syndrome, yeah. Yep.
So at my last job when I worked for the steel mill, one night I was bending over and I was doing some shit. I was on second shift and I got fucking dizzy. I got lightheaded and my heart felt like it was just going. Guy I work with happens to be an EMT for a fire company, for a volunteer fire company.
Takes it.
So, and we also have medical people on staff at the steel mill. And I was like, dude, something's not right. My heart is fucking racing. He's like, all right. He goes, we're going to call the EMTs. They come over. They kind of give me a check out. They're like, all right, jump on the cart. And they took me up front. We weren't far from the front. So I get up there and we have a doctor that's on staff. He's actually in-house. He was there 3 days a week, but 6 hours during the day. I was on second shift. So they call him and they're like, hey, we have this kid here. He's doing this, all these vitals. And they're like, all right, send him to the hospital. So I ask him, like, can I go back and grab my shit? Because my phone's back there. I'm like, my phone's almost dead or whatever. I'm like, I got to tell my wife about this shit.
Yeah.
So I text Chris. I'm like, I'm in the ambulance. I'm going to the hospital. They end up taking me to ECMC, whatever.
I remember this. Yeah.
So they in ambulance, they strap me up with this 12-point fucking thing, and the girls like check me out. She's like, hey, she goes, are you nervous? And I'm like, no, fine.
Yeah.
I go, aside from being in an ambulance, I'm a little geeked out. She's like, all right. She goes, your blood pressure's kind of high. I said, all right. I go, she goes, we're gonna just chalk this up to just the situation. I'm like, all right, fine. Give me the hospital. They fucking lower the thing. They back me out. They drive me in they wheel me in the hospital. They set me in there and do the admission shit. Another girl comes over, checks my heart rate, all this shit. She goes, your blood pressure is through the roof. She goes, are you nervous that you're in a hospital? I go, no. I go, I didn't feel right. I got lightheaded. I wasn't sure what's going on. Next thing you know, I'm in an ambulance. Next thing you know, I'm in the hospital. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Am I dying or what?
Yeah. They put me in this room. They ran every fucking test. They can't come back with it. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Blood pressure's high. Whatever. Like, do you feel different? Anything? I'm like, no, nothing. So that was the first indication my blood pressure was high. Blew out the shoulder, go through all the pre-op shit. They're like, you got to get tests to make sure you're good.
I remember this as well. Yeah.
You have to have an EKG, all this shit done. So I go to Millard Fillmore. I get my EKG. I get my blood work done. All that shit's good. Yeah. I go to UBMD to go through the pre-op test. Pass everything.
Mm-hmm.
My blood pressure is like 192 over 150.
Sure.
The lady goes, you okay? I go, yeah. I go, why? She goes, your blood pressure, you're about to blow up. I go, nah, we're good, right?
Yeah.
She goes, I cannot sign off on this. She goes, we need to talk to your primary doctor. And at this point, I don't have a primary doctor.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm not sick. Why do you need one of these fucking people that you got to pay money to? I end up calling my work because we have a medical center. I get hooked up. I walk in. They run me through. This lady goes, I don't want you to leave. I go, why? She goes, you're probably 7 steps away from your heart exploding. And I go, why? She goes, your blood pressure. She goes, your blood pressure's out of control. I go, so let's walk through this. She goes, do you ever have lightheadedness? Do you ever bend down and tie your shoes and whatever, this and everything? I go, no. I go, listen, I'm 50 years old.
I'm a finely tuned system, bitch.
I am a fucking specimen.
I'm a machine.
I go eat chicken fingers and I drink 40 Busch Lights every 7 days. And I go, I'm a beer league hockey goalie. I go, I get out of breath when there's a mad scramble in front of me because I'm 20 pounds out of shape and I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, anything else? I'm like, no, that is literally the only time that I get out of breath. I go, I play at a volleyball league at work. I golf every fucking weekend. And I go, I play hockey all winter long. She's like, Jesus Christ. So they put me in this. She goes, yeah. So she comes in and she puts me on this fucking blood pressure medication. Yeah, dude, it's all coming together right now. Hang on.
Right now, go and get.
It's sticky in here. So she recommends I walk next door to the pharmacy and get a blood pressure cuff. She goes, I need you to record this, and in 2 weeks, come back and we're going to discuss this. I'm like, all right, cool. Puts you on this medication. 2 weeks later, come back. It's down a little bit. It's 5 milligrams, up into 10. She goes, take 2 of your pills till they're gone. All right, I come back. It's still fucking. So I went from 5 to 10 to 20 to 40.
Holy fuck.
Of this blood pressure medication, which is like, you should be dead. You should be dead.
Yeah. You're 90.
So I'm taking this shit and trying to get my blood pressure down just before my surgery. So when it came down to it, my blood pressure was at a weird spot where they're like, we're not signing off on it. But if you want to agree to have this surgery, you have to have it at a hospital. In case something goes wrong, there's doctors and surgeons on staff that day to take care of it. Now that's scary as fuck when you hear that.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
bleed out or whatever the fuck it is.
But I'm like, I don't feel any different. Fucking.
I'm fine.
So 2 weeks on this medication, you're like, how do you feel? I'm like, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So nothing has changed. So I go in, I have the surgery. Everything goes great. I rehab, arm's fine. They keep me on that blood pressure medication. Jesus Christ, I finally Sean fucking Connery.
It's okay if you have blood.
2 years later, I'm still on 40 milligrams of this fucking blood pressure medication. That's hard to say.
That was good though. You did good though.
And it was a couple weeks ago. I felt like weird. I'm like, Krista, take my blood pressure. She goes, yeah, 122/84. You're fine.
Golden.
It's golden, but you also wonder about some of these drugs. I'm like, can I knock this back down? I mean, because they thought I was a ticking time bomb. And I'm like, I literally get out of breath when I overexert myself at sports.
Yeah, when you're in a rush too, when you're playing goalie too, you tend to hold your breath too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's mad panic. And I said, I'm a 50-year-old beer league goalie that's slightly overweight here. I'm like,
sure.
There's people that are in way worse shape than me feel better. I'm like, I didn't get it. I'm like, I don't feel fat. They're like, what about tying your shoes? I'm like, I have no problem. I tie my skates, I bend over before the game.
You don't
tie my skates. I put on my shit and I stretch. That's fine. I go out, nice. I stretch. I go. You're telling me that there's no more mad scramble for me? My heart rate's going up as a professional athlete, like fucking Sergei Bobrovsky. He's going to be panicking in a mad scramble.
Sure.
Heart rate's going to go up. I'm like, they're like, you feel nothing? I'm like, not a fucking thing has changed. Every time I go for the first 6, 12, 18 months, every time, how do you feel? Has anything changed? I'm like, nothing's changed. You're like, you're a fucking anomaly. I'm like,
yeah.
They're like, your heart was ready to blow your body to bits. And we put you on this medicine and brought you back down and you're still fine. I'm like, tough as nails, bitches.
I'm fucking a machine, bitch.
I'm like, yeah, Chris is just keeps upping my insurance every year.
Well, so Tanya got me this watch that you told me to take off. But
I only told you to take it off because you were paying more attention to it than
I hear you. But it tells you, it measures like how well you sleep, how well you don't sleep, and all that kind of shit.
I actually just mentioned that because
it's interesting. I'm not going to say it's like foolproof, but
it's mostly an Apple thing. I wish I would have done it from, day one of when I had surgery and documented this just for people to understand it. And I told Chris, I'm like, this would be great because it mentioned it checks your REM sleep.
Yep.
And like regular sleep and everything. And I'm like, if I would have worn one of those,
it's
you could see what I was going through every night and wonder why I was such a cunt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, she's like, why don't you wear mine? I'm like, because I'm at the end of it right now. I'm probably 2 to 3 weeks from normal-ish. That was a fart. It was awesome.
No, it was not. It was me dropping my watch on the table. What's cool about it is it gives you a body battery.
Okay, you can say that.
Hang on, you're freezing. It gives you a body battery.
Oh, you were saying that earlier, like in the first show.
Yeah. So your body battery is based on your activity the previous day and how well you recharge when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't sleep well.
I don't either right now.
I'm a crazy person. Like I need to, for me to go to sleep, if it's like one of those like, hey, let's hang out and just read a book and go to sleep. My brain is going 1,000 miles a minute and I can't handle it. So then she falls asleep and I'm just staring there like going, I should go to sleep. Well, if I go to sleep now, I'm going to have 8 hours of sleep. It's going to be awesome. And then 2 hours later, I'm still just staring. So I need to hear, like, I need to watch a TV show.
Yeah.
I need to, like, I need to do something to get my head to not talk to myself.
But you're not supposed to do that.
I know.
That was one thing, too, is like when I had this hard time sleeping, I was like, I was Googling, what can I do to deal with this?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, you need to stop playing on your phone. You need to stop watching TV. But I'm like, that's the shit that puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like sleeping in this recliner. It's great to take a nap in. It's great to fall asleep for 2-3 hours during the day in a recliner. It's like a hammock. It's great. Mine has heat, reclines all the way. It's nice and comfortable. Whatever it is, I fall asleep in it all the time. But if you're telling me that you need to sit in this recliner and get 8 hours of sleep, not happening.
Nope. Yeah.
So I'm like, for the first 2-3 weeks of this, I am fucking tossed and turning. So it was just like last week, I said, fuck it.
Gummies.
Well, yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago that I went and tried to medicate things because my PA told me it was a good idea. She's a fucking genius, and I can't wait to shake her hand or give her a big hug next time. But it's like, I try to lay on a couch. We have got, we like the couches with the wide part. So I laid on it, and I moved the cushion where it pinched my shoulder in where it wouldn't move, because that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to, in a recliner, I have nowhere to go.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, fine. I can't roll over on my right shoulder. It hurts too bad. I can't roll over. I can roll over my left shoulder, but then this shoulder, the bad one, I have to plant it in the cushion, and eventually it's going to get tired and get sore. And what the fuck am I doing here? So one night, Krista fell asleep on the couch. She snored like a motherfucker. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, fuck it. I got pissed. I got up in the middle of the night, and I went and laid down in the bedroom and built a wall with pillows so I wouldn't roll over and everything. And I was like, all right, I got some sleep. That's gonna stink. But, dude, did you taste that?
Yeah, it was
I love it.
Hold up.
Dude, I hope you get pink eye.
Oh my god!
But it is so hard to sleep and be comfortable because my arm will be in one way, like I won't feel it, and then I move it like a quarter of an inch just to adjust it. It's like straight pain, and then it's like, all right, fuck this. I gotta go take ibuprofen. I take 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen to numb the pain. I gotta wait 45 minutes for that to kick in. It is just nonstop. And we were talking about this. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This sucks, man.
It sucks.
And I feel helpless. And I told Krista this all the time. I'm like, I'm trying to do shit like help her around the house. And it's like,
well, yeah, that's the worst.
Well, I mean, what actually can I do? I mean, today I was trying to like vacuum out my truck. I was using my left hand, but I was using my right hand to like balance the fucking vacuum cleaner I was using. All it took was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
My arm was burnt. I told you that.
Yeah.
I came in, we put the ice sleeve on. I got my blanket because I got a little chilly. And next thing you know, hour and 45 minutes later, I wake up. Both kids are home. Everybody's outside. Yeah. I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
My arm is absolutely numb because I'm only supposed to use the ice sleeve for 20 minutes.
Right.
I had it on for over an hour and a half. It's just like, dude.
It sucks. Yeah.
And I got so many of my friends that talk shit. And they're like, oh, you're such a pussy. You're milking this, that, and everything. And I'm like, I wish this happened to you.
Yeah, well,
I know you're a big tough guy, and I know you think you can handle it, but when you're sitting there and you're like, I'm 5 weeks in, and I can only move my arm about 15 degrees.
Yeah.
I can't pick up anything.
Yeah.
A gallon of milk, I got to do it with my left hand. I can't transfer it. And if the worst part is, anything that slips out of your hand like today, I went to make
that quick adjustment. Yeah.
Something moved and it went this way, and your normal reaction is to move.
Hurts forever. Yep.
And all it's going to take is one bad one of those, and I have to have another surgery, and I'm fucked again.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, it is this thing. And I'm not bitching. I'm not complaining. I know what I signed up for, and a million people go through this shit all the time. But until you've had this, you have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard over and over it's the worst thing you can go through.
It is. Everybody says it's the worst recovery.
Outside of maybe back, like, surgery.
Dude, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd rather go through this.
Yeah. Outside of that.
Than some sort of back surgery. Yeah. But everybody that has like knees and shit done or hips, they're like, whatever it is. Like,
oh, dude,
just you only have to go like this way. With a shoulder, it's every fucking way. And I would tell people,
you like, do this. If you move your spine this way, it still impacts your shoulder.
Sneeze wrong.
Yeah.
Like the first week when everything was bad, like if I had a sneeze, I choked that thing down so bad it hurt.
Yeah.
It's like now I can actually sneeze where I was like, it tingles a little bit of pain, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's fucked. It's fucked. Yeah,
I think everybody should go through this just to understand how much fun this fucking is, and that I'm not actually a pussy because I can deal with pain. I lost half my face once. I was fine. I'll be all right. I got stabbed with a fucking survival knife. I'll live. This shit sucks, dude.
Well, I was telling Tanya, I'm like, yeah. So he's out of work for you fucking dick. He's out of work for like 6 months.
Cheers. Yeah. This is the best part about this is hearing it even from the PTs that they're like, I don't care if you're Justin Jefferson or you're a 50-year-old beer league goaltender.
Same.
This happens. This is a 6 to 8 month recovery. You can't do PT 3 days a week and speed it up.
No.
They're like, this is the time frame, and that's that.
Yep.
Last time I was told about it pre-op surgery by my surgeon, the PA, everybody. I talked to Sammy beforehand because I assumed I was going to go to him because he's right here and he does that shit. He said he agreed with it. Everybody says it's this. That's it. You're not going to go more and get out of there.
Well, yeah. So she was like,
that's why I said I'm
only going to work for that long. I'm like, he's a machinist. He has to pick up parts and put it into a machine.
Dude, but they're like the size of a pen tip.
It doesn't matter.
But the thing is, it's the movement with the arm.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought. Like last year by September, I'm like, I want to go back to work. I asked my doctor, I'm like, yo, I feel great. I have enough movement.
Yeah.
And they're like, but you don't. Because when they ran me through the tests at the office, like I had no strength going up, everything. So I'm like, I don't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
And they kept me out. Even during so it was early April. It was Thanksgiving weekend. So what is that? 7 months?
Sure.
They said 6 to 8. I went back that week and I emailed my boss and I told her and I told everybody, I'm like, I got to ease back into this. I'm like, dude, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And then because this one blew out, I couldn't move my arm at all. When this one was going, the recent one was going, I could at least move it. I could still throw a football. I could still swing a golf club. It hurt.
It was pain. Yeah.
But I'm like, listen, if I went out early April, well, it's actually March when it happened. April, I had surgery. I went back to work Thanksgiving weekend. This time it's end of April. If the same recovery, it's going to be Christmas week.
Christmas, yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do anything more. I mean, trust me. I'm not one of these Section 8 welfare running a fucking scam. I'm like, I like my job. I don't mind going.
What sucks too is like you're going to get your shit back. Like you're going to feel it like you're okay. Maybe 2.5 months away from Christmas.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, when you have to do that,
if you do one dumb thing wrong,
yeah, and that's what they told me. They're like, the risk of re-tearing this is high, and I'm like, yes, I know. I went through this before, and she's like we've been here. And my PA is awesome. she's like, you know the drill, and nothing has changed. Exactly. It is one thing. Is like if this one was like I blew all three. I couldn't move my arm and whatever. And then this one's like, hey, you got a couple worn out. We're just going to touch some shit up. But my surgeon, when he looked at the MRI, he goes, it's the same thing.
Yep.
Which his PA is like, it's the same thing. She's like, we've been through this. We'll get through this. Just remember all this shit. I'm like, all right. Do your exercises. Listen to your fucking PT guy. Go through the shit. But I mean, there's times like I'm reaching the fucking fridge. I'm like, got my gallon of milk. I go to switch hands, and I'm like, you can't do this.
I had a baseline, like my shoulder was out, and they put it back in. And I probably should have I'm sure I have like some rotator damage. And all
you think? Because I remember when you sent me that picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They look healthy.
This guy
I'm not a doctor.
Here-ish.
That doesn't belong. That didn't belong where it did.
But it was like during COVID too. So they were like, well, it's back in. So whatever. So there are still times where I go to get a glass out of the cupboard and my shoulder will kind of almost fall out of joint. So one of these days, I'm going to have to go do your shit.
Dude, I hope you don't have to go through this.
I'll have to go through it, but
I hope if you have to, it's some sort of minor bullshit. I hope you don't have to go through what I go through.
Oh, dude.
I mean, I like I said, I talk a lot of shit, so I deserve some of the stuff I get from my friends. But I'm like, the guy at the pizzeria the other day when me and Chris were there.
Yeah, he was like, dude,
you recognize when you have the immobilizer. That's everybody knows what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I walked around there like rotator. Everybody says it. When that guy came over and talked to me, and I looked at my wife and I said, I don't need to reassure what I've been telling you, but I go, that is everything you need to know. She goes, Daryl, she goes, I know what you're going through. I know this is not easy. She goes, I'm at all the doctor's appointments listening to it. And she goes, after listening to that guy, and that guy's like, I've had like my knees replaced twice each. He goes, I would do that again rather than a shoulder. He goes, because your knee only goes one way.
Yep.
He goes, that's a fucking easy recovery.
Yep.
He goes, your shoulder goes every way.
Yeah.
Because that's where the problem is. I'm like,
even basic movements. When you first injure your shoulder, whether it's what you went through or even what I went through, you lock it down. Like
my elbow is stuck into my ribs.
Yep. And
the other day I went to close the curtain in the living room because I wanted to take a nap late morning, early afternoon. Somebody had fucked around numerous times or whatever. The curtain rod sucked in and the whole thing fell. As it fell, I reached out to catch it.
Yep.
Shockwave.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, I went to make mac and cheese for Brady. I was scooping the last little bit of butter out of the tub before I got a new one out. It slipped because it was wet.
Mm-hmm.
I reached for it. I screamed.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I'm in my head. I got my friends going, "You're such a pussy. You're such a baby." This and everything. And then I scream about something like that, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a bitch." And then I started realizing, going, "You cunts don't know."
Well, it's that walking mile in my shoes kind of shit.
And I just wish everybody.
Everyone's tough until they get in a fight.
Yeah, you get punched in the mouth.
Sure, everyone's tough until. Fuck her or whatever, and then she leaves. You know what I mean? Like, until you can't do this with your arm, you don't even know, dude. You just don't know. So,
dude, I like last week I was literally having my wife cut my food up for me.
Yeah, well, that's good.
One part of that problem is it depends on where you sit. If I sit at a table where everything's kind of a little bit lower and I can get to it,
yeah, you can go lefty. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's fine. But I'm like, the one day we went to Chester's, the Cajun joint, we ordered this food, and the bar was a little bit taller, and it had a high hump. Like,
you fucking get your hump up.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever. So I was trying to eat soup with my left hand, and I was holding on to like a spoon with my right hand. I'm looking at it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I tried to mirror it. Well, these look the same, but they don't feel the same when you have food.
Yeah.
So it's tip. I'm like trying to reach over. I'm trying to, and it's falling over the place. And I'm walking across the bar, and there's a couple sitting there, and they're watching me try to eat like a fucking retard. And I felt like one. And I was just like, I hope they got a good show here.
Yeah.
Chris is like, don't worry about what they think. You're okay in my book. I'll help you. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Everything's like, and that was one of the posts that I made on Facebook. Like, left-handed people. I'm like, you motherfuckers up against it.
Mm-hmm.
From the gate, you're up against it. And I'm like, this is my life right now for 4 weeks. And I'm like, I can't do this. This is difficult as fuck.
So when I was a kid, I had a bad injury to my middle finger on my right hand. So I learned, I was like probably, I don't know, 7, 8 maybe. And so I learned to use my left hand a lot.
Okay, good.
Supposed to, right?
Yeah. Overcome, right?
Uh-huh. And for about 7 months, I couldn't use my right hand to do much. Couldn't write, whatever. So I learned how to write left-handed. Then when I get to high school, I get a bad injury here.
Palsy.
Yeah. It's called gay. I don't know if you ever heard of it. I call it gay.
Sure, rough dudes.
So it was like one of those days where it was too cold to have school because the diesel engines wouldn't start for the buses.
They didn't plug them in?
I don't know. So they canceled school. And very rarely did they ever cancel school. You know where I grew up. You know where Chrissy grew up. I mean,
you act like I didn't grow up there.
Yeah, 8 feet of snow, doesn't matter. You're going to school, right? So
wait outside for that bus.
Yep.
And a bus coming at 8:30. If it's not there by 9:30, freeze your globes off, and then you can go back in the house.
Sure. Yeah. So me and my sister are like kind of roughhousing a little bit, Sarah.
Which one?
And Sarah. Slightly, yes. And
so you're fighting an Asian boy before school.
So I like just jokingly, I put her up against a window, but it was like probably like negative 30. The window breaks and she's falling through the window. And the first thing I think of is like, she's going to fall on like under her, like broken shards of glass. So I grab her and I pull her back through the window that she was falling through.
This broken shards of glass.
When I did that, I get this massive gash on my arm. My first instinct is to go like, oh, fuck, I'm cut. When I did this, my fingers actually went into my arm and could touch my bone. Nice. And so naturally, my dad was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Takes a big puff of his cigarette and just cauterizes the whole thing.
Fuck. So
fucking spend this burner fucking cauterizing my sons.
And this is the only time I've heard my dad say this.
I gotta cauterize my bitch ass son's fucking wound.
He's like, Kelly, heat the iron up. So I go to I go to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I'm hurt. Like, you can be injured, but hurt way fucking different, right? So I'm actually touching the bone. I take my arm out of the taco that's my arm. I take my hand out of the taco that's my arm. And my dad goes, get a clean washcloth. To this day, I don't know that we've ever had a clean washcloth. Ever. We were poor. There's a reason why I wear black socks. It's because it was embarrassing wearing white socks to your friend's house where they had a vacuum that worked. So I always wear black socks. Always. Also the Bulls. Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, black socks. So, he throws a fucking thing on me. We go to the emergency room, and I'm watching this guy sew this shit up. And to this day, like, so I couldn't use my left hand that much. We didn't cut. I didn't cut ligaments, but I had limited mobility with my left hand, which is kind of weird because I was kind of like quasi ambidextrous. 2 years later, I'm in a varsity football game or JV football game.
2 years later, 2nd and 10.
For some fucking reason, I'm ex-receiver. For some fucking reason, the quarterback calls an audible where I got to play like a double tight. So I got to come in as a tight end. The guy above me, Hulk smashes me, like just like, Hulk smashes me.
Get that big fat guy fucking.
My middle finger.
His asshole goes. His asshole goes.
My middle finger breaks.
His asshole goes.
Yeah, and he was so hot.
We're using euphemisms here.
He's just dreamy. My middle finger doesn't break sideways.
His middle finger is euphemism for asshole.
I mean, I can't bend my middle finger still to this day, right? Because you can't get screws when you're poor. It just heals.
Yeah.
So I learned after that, like, I kind of became like, again, right dominant after I cut this finger off when I was a kid. I cut my right middle finger off. I have no middle fingers at work. So, but like, I was kind of like weirdly ambidextrous. Weirdly. To dunk, I could dunk off my right foot. Hammer, dude.
I always went off my left.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah. We had this talk before, and I told you my son does everything like a normal right-handed person would do.
Except for a few things, yeah.
No. One thing, kicking a soccer ball. Every time he's outside, he kicks that fucking thing right-footed. And I don't care if that's comfortable for him. That's him. Mm-hmm. Do that. Be the next fucking Pele. Right-footed dude.
I would
do
put that motherfucker on the left of all time. Yeah, so you're left mid, dude.
This motherfucker, we have like this rebounder thing. You remember the one that did you ever have it as a kid? The one that had the 3 different angles on it?
No.
Where if you threw it at the bottom, it threw a pop fly. If you threw it at the middle, it kind of gave you like whatever.
I remember those in the Burlington or JCPenney's fucking Christmas catalog.
You threw it at the top, it dropped it back down and ran a grounder to you.
Yeah, we know.
I have one now for the kids, but it's straight. It's got a different.
So it does not fuck dudes.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's just it fucks either just dudes or chicks, but no in between.
That's so gay.
So anyhow, buddy fixed my snowblower. He dropped it off at our storage unit, took it in there, and like we had my truck. I'm like, all right, so we threw this rebounder in there. It's got a L-shaped frame and a bar that you can slide to adjust the angle on it. Like back in the day, mine was a weird angle. It had 3 all in one. This one now moves it, whatever. So
fucking rich.
We grabbed the back bar to it and the front part, and we got home and we're like, oh, what the none of this goes together. We're like, fuck, well, there's apparently a bar in the middle that slides. We left it at storage unit. So the kids have been just putting it on the garbage tote. Like Brady throws his baseball into it and just one angle just launches it up in the air. So he uses it for that. Albo uses it for volleyball. But I'm like, I had one of those as a kid. That was my babysitter.
Yeah.
I literally sat there and gunned tennis balls into that fucking thing all day.
Yeah, well, you were doing that. I was throwing pop flies to myself because I had an arm and I could throw it up in the air and catch it.
So you've been to my parents' house.
Yeah.
So when we were there last year for the parade, that building, that block building, they have block glass windows.
Yep.
In the middle of it. So I used to throw a tennis ball against that building every day. And just stop them. Hockey, baseball, whatever it was, that's what I do. I just throw a tennis ball against it, bounce back, and hit the little slope and bounce everywhere. You have to react. It was good practice. I love that shit. There was like a 6 square block glass window, like block glass from the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Sure. Yeah.
So one day I happened to throw a non-tennis ball.
You broke one?
Yeah, it was like it was almost like a lacrosse ball, but not as hard. Softer outer core, hard middle. Had a good bounce. Went to throw it against the wall. It hit the window. It broke one of the glass windows. But guess what? We're gonna not play with that ball anymore. We're gonna play with a tennis ball. Tennis ball don't break no windows. Mom and Dad find out. The window's broken. Hey, what'd you throw at this? Nothing. Did you throw a hard ball at this? I'm like, why would I throw a hard baseball and it's gonna hit it and just drop?
Asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm throwing tennis balls at it. Lied my fucking teeth. I doubled down. I probably tripled down on this thing. Then I'm like, I just threw tennis balls.
Of course.
Tennis ball's not gonna break that window.
Yeah, I get it.
I got busted. Got my ass kicked for that shit. But I would rather my son right now be outside gutting a fucking rubberized baseball at a wall.
Sure.
Entertaining himself and breaking a window than spending his entire day inside playing fucking Roblox.
So my whole thing, remember when Major League came out? It was like 89. When it got the video, it was 90.
Do you like Major League?
Oh, the best. One of the, I think top five baseball movies of all time.
Yeah.
Number one.
Want to buy some jerseys?
I do want the Ricky Vaughn one.
How about all of them?
No, I want the Ricky Vaughn one. Is it signed by Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
God damn it.
What about all the rest of them?
How much you want for it? Best I can do is half of what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm going Pawn Stars.
All right, that's great. Remind me tomorrow. I'll text you.
Okay.
Vaughn.
What you're not on? You got Dick Taylor, and you got Dorn, right?
Dorn, Taylor, Vaughn, and
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yes, those four.
God damn. All right. Well, let's Pawn Stars it. How much you want for it? I could trade you a Josh Allen signed jersey that I paid way too much for.
Nope.
You can move that quick. Fuck you.
Well, I'm not giving you what you want for it.
I'm not saying sticker price.
Vaughn, Dorn, Taylor, and Harris.
Willie Mays Hayes, by the way, not Harris, but it's cool.
Well, that's who he was. But
he was Willie Mays Hayes.
No, Harris.
Harris? Who the fuck was Harris?
You really don't remember him?
Harris? The old pitcher?
Yeah.
Oh God, I thought you had Willie Mays.
Fucking Eddie Harris.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. What's your number?
Snipes doesn't say shit.
What? Just
Snipes doesn't. He doesn't.
Stop farting and just tell me like what.
Yeah,
I'll go 250 on Vaughn all day.
Dude, how about 300 for all of them?
How about 175 for Vaughn? Jake Taylor, obviously. And you go fuck your mother. Now I need video proof of you actually fucking your mother.
Not having it. No deal.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, I want the Vaughn. I want Vaughn more than anything. I'll give you $100 for Vaughn.
Huh.
Don't make any decisions right now. You're under the influence.
Oh no. I'm also really drunk and I can't find where those were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a buddy. I was
yeah, he made a bad deal.
He was looking to big Indians fan. Has all those guys' jerseys already.
Is it signed on the Indian side or is it signed on the Vaughn side?
It's signed on the backside on the number.
So it
on the number.
Indians.
No, it just has the last name, custom jersey, the colors,
sure,
has their number, and it has it signed on the back.
That's where I think you lost value.
But here, what?
You lost value because Indians is a discontinued MLB team. Go ahead, Joe.
The Indians is on the front of the jersey.
Yeah.
Nobody signs the front of a jersey. It's always the back.
I know. That's what sucks about MLB jerseys.
It's the same with every jersey.
Bro, all I'm saying is you can probably agree that if it was signed on the Indian front, it'd probably be worth a little bit more because it says Cleveland Indians.
Nobody likes that. I'm honest with you because that's what I do.
I trust you. Yeah.
I passed on a Tom Brady Michigan jersey.
What are you all in on the sham bullshit Indians? Is it $300?
What do you mean?
What's your total number?
I don't.
How much did you spend on the Indians jerseys? Because I have a Chipper Jones one right over here that I'm willing to give you.
I don't want a Chipper
Jones. From a drunken night out in Baltimore.
Is this signed?
No, it's not. I can sign it.
Who'd
so Charlie Sheen signed the jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sure he did. Is it authenticated?
Yeah. The JSA thing's right there. Hang on.
Okay. Not like the jersey I bought from Miles.
Yeah. Dude, that jersey's fine. It was signed by Josh Allen.
It sure
You
was.
just paid like 18 billion times too much.
Sure.
I told you if you're ever gonna do this shit, you need to talk to me.
I'll give you 200. 200. I wish you had Willie Mays Hayes. I'll give you 200 for Ricky Vaughn and Jake Taylor.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
I can't tell you that right now, but I need to talk to the people that have. I don't have those.
Okay, and I need them to be framed.
Now you're out of your mind.
Okay, are they not? Are they framed or not framed?
No, they're not framed. They're not framed.
Okay. All right, so I go $550. Framed.
Hey.
Yep.
Listen.
Just work the deal and just tell me what I got to pay for those two.
I hate you like.
Just do your thing.
I'm gonna get you the most insane deal ever. Okay.
Yeah, I would like a picture of Charlie.
I want that shit
in the frame.
I want to see it. That was one thing too that I wanted. I was like, I love that movie and all those jerseys.
A fantastic movie.
Dorn, Taylor, Vaughn, and
now
Eddie
Dorn,
Harris.
I'd be willing to play ball.
Hey, just say you get all four of them together in a lot. That's a quadfactura.
It's funny. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And if you were trying to do that, like a friend of mine was like trying to buy them and then resell them as like a raffle prize or whatever.
Sure.
The price that we could have got them for, the price you could have got them for here would have been cheap, and the price you could have raffled them for, if you were doing it for your kids' baseball team or whatever, you could have definitely made some money on them.
Yeah,
but also they're good enough where you could have taken them to Hobby Lobby, and got a nice cheap frame job done and hung up in your house. And they're a great conversation piece.
But there's no cheap Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby to frame a jersey is like $325.
Well, at that point, I'm gonna I got some jerseys here that are that fucking Josh Allen Pro Bowl jersey. I
might mail you my Josh Allen jersey so you can get it framed for cheaper.
There's a guy, East Aurora, that does the most amazing job ever, and I have that Marty Berger jersey that I waited forever. Yeah, he's got extra. There's way more.
Right, because he's your hero.
Yeah, Berger.
Is it Berger?
Yeah, Berger. Berger. He's French. He's French. He's French. He's from Quebec. He's a Montreal. He's from Quebec. No, Berger jersey.
There you go.
That's my goal, is to have my ultimate frame jersey with the colors. I actually kind of want one of the video screens on the bottom. I wouldn't mind spending $800 to $1,000 to get his jersey autographed or signed or framed, because that's my guy.
Yeah.
I have a Josh Allen Color Rush jersey here framed, and I just bought that Pro Bowl jersey, which has got every light show you could ever imagine.
That is sick.
I'll wait till tomorrow when it gets dark, and I'll plug it in and light it up a couple different ways.
Dude, sick.
I mean, it's a custom Pro Bowl jersey. It's not the Pro Bowl jersey you wear, but it's his autograph from, he signed it. I checked the authenticity, 2021. So that would have been the 2020.
This is first Pro Bowl.
First Pro Bowl custom jersey. It's not the one they wore. Well, I'm not going to tell you that's it. Whatever.
Do you remember? This is a friend question. What's the first present I ever sent you? Just out of the blue. Bang. Yep. Do you know how much I love you?
Do you know where this is going?
I hopefully in your grave.
My even God. That motherfucker is going into I just talked about it when I was getting my Berger jersey changed. Framed. I have a shit ton of Marty cards.
Oh, nice. Cool.
I can put it, and I got a bunch of them that are signed.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Cool.
That's going in there.
Yeah.
Chris and I went to a little pizzeria down the road one day to grab some pizza before we had to pick up the kids. On the wall, they had a picture of a whole bunch of old school legends. Larry Robinson.
Oh, shit.
Dominic Hasek.
Nice.
A bunch of the old guys from the 80s and 90s. Right in front is this guy in this bright yellow jersey with a purple fucking Kings logo in it. Marcel Dion.
Mm.
And in the corner of it, they had a Marcel Dion card and something else. And there was a fucking autograph, whatever. And I go to Chris, I go, I got his jersey. She goes, the fuck you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I love hockey. I love old school hockey.
Of course.
Marcel Dion is one of the best fucking players in the NHL.
Yeah, I'd say Roy.
That Kings.
Wah is probably number one.
Marcel Dion was not a goalie.
Oh, hold on. So let's go goalies. Wah.
Marty Brodeur, Patrick Wah, Dominic Hasek.
Hasek, yeah.
Those are my three, and they are not well received here in Buffalo.
Brodeur benefited from that jersey trap press shit, but we also benefited from the trap and Scott Stevens just blowing the shit out of people. Without that trap, there would be no Scott Stevens.
No, or Niedermeyer.
Dude, I want a Scott Stevens signed jersey. I want a Rob Ray signed jersey. Like,
don't tell me. You just tell me these things, and I can get you.
Look for a Scott Stevens jersey, dude.
And that's the thing. Is like it's great because everybody thinks since I hate the Bills, they hate Buffalo sports. I am a diehard Sabres fan.
I think hold on. I think you hate the Bills because the Bills were bad by you.
Diehard Sabres fan.
Is that correct?
What?
You hate the Bills because for years the Bills did bad by you.
They stopped trying.
Yes.
They stopped trying.
And now they're trying.
Point, they stopped trying 20 years ago.
Yeah, I would say 25 years they did not try.
They started trying 1 year after Allen was here.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I was done with them. I'm done with the Bills. I don't care.
On your defense, which I completely disagree with, but I love you and I'll defend you to the death. I will throw a Canadian 9 rows down if he's going to punch you, even though you got punched in the face because you're a bitch.
So everybody thinks I hate the city of Buffalo.
No, so hold on. So
I don't like the Bills. Don't root for the Bills. I want the worst for them. I like them. I laugh when they lose or they're getting behind to a shitty team and whatever. Sabres are my favorite fucking hockey team. My second favorite team, the New Jersey Devils.
Same.
I will still root for them.
Mm-hmm.
Third favorite hockey team, due to expansion and the fact that they got one of the better goalies ever out of that draft, was the Vegas Knights. Marc-Andre Fleury. I loved it. I also loved when
I would have thought Avalanche with Roy or Wah or whatever.
Wow. I don't mind that, but we're going 1, 2, 3. Sabres, Devils, Knights.
Okay, I would
especially warm my cockles when Eichel went there and won a Stanley Cup after Kim Pegula would not let him get the surgery he wanted. And then they let him go, and then he went out there and got the surgery he wanted, turned around and went to be a top 10 player in the league literally every fucking year. So eat a dick, Kim Pegula. I hope you die.
She's close. And he was the highest in the playoffs. He was the highest point getter.
Yeah.
He was never a goal scorer. McDavid was the Heat.
McDavid's McDavid. Eichel.
He's LeBron. He's a setup guy.
He's the setup guy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody said it. They said it during the playoffs. Like when Knights would go on a power play, They're like everything runs through Eichel, and Eichel camped out where Ovechkin lives. Eichel sat there and surveyed the field and just doled out mad assists. That was his job. Yeah, and then if he had to, he took 2 strides into the slot. It would snipe your bitch.
But I think he had like 6 goals and like 8 assists or some shit in the playoffs.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe 4.
Everybody in Buffalo hates him. I love Eichel. I loved it from day one when he got drunk and he said, "I'm coming to Buffalo. I want to come to Buffalo." This and everything. They made him a captain way too early. They put all that responsibility on that young kid to save this franchise, which was the absolute Titanic.
I'll tell you why I don't.
Everybody has fucked this franchise. We thought Eichel was going to fix it. It wasn't. McDavid didn't fix Edmonton, as did not Nugent Hopkins, Taylor Hall, Draisaitl, all these fucking massive number 1 draft picks that Edmonton
got. They're not
Sidney
Crosby.
No, a lot of them were. Edmonton struggled because they didn't have a goalie. Hey, hi, welcome to Buffalo. We haven't had a goalie since Ryan Miller left in 2014.
And I think even at that time, you would say that Ryan Miller was kind of trash towards the end of his career.
At the end of his time here in Buffalo, yeah, because he was sick and tired of the bullshit. And I get it.
He's a bullshitter.
I played on shit teams. At some point, why are you giving your all when nobody else is?
Right.
I understand it. You're getting paid millions of dollars. I'm literally playing in a beer league. I feel the same way as you do. I understand that shit.
Sure. At the end, so this is why I hate Jack Eichel.
Love him.
I was at Sabres Hurricanes in Raleigh and got to go down to the tunnel. And I'm sitting there with a bunch of other idiots, and
special needs section.
Yeah, I know. For real. You're not wrong. But 99% of the Sabres players, and I think they won that day. It was like fucking mid-season game, like throwaway game, 99% of those players came up Buffalo-wise because it's like Hurricanes over here, Sabres people over here. So they're walking literally to their bus. They all came up. I didn't want an autograph. I just wanted a fucking, high five, Like, what are the charts, This guy's got palsy. This guy's fucking dying.
Yeah, high five my helmet, motherfucker.
Yeah, I want one of these, And Eichel walked through. And it was his rookie year, to his defense. He walked through like he couldn't fucking be bothered. And then all the shit came out about him being a fucking prima donna, the neck injury and all that shit. And Buffalo sports spun it like no one's fucking business.
It was all negative.
Unfairly to him, yes. I agree.
The rest of us that know hockey are like, it's great. We missed out on McDavid.
Unfortunate.
100%. But I also think that if we got McDavid, typical Buffalo bullshit, we would have mismanaged him. He would have been gone after a few years. Same thing with Eichel. So Eichel's like, he gets drunk. He's like, 18 years old.
Yeah.
They throw the fucking captain at this kid. He's not ready for it.
Nope.
You're like, we missed out on fucking McDavid. You are saving this franchise. And Eichel's looking around going, with what?
Yeah.
We have fucking Robin Leonard is a goalie? There's a fucking snake farm. He doesn't give a fuck, and the dude can't stop a beach ball. Nope. He's your goalie right now. And what else do I have around me? They didn't surround him with shit. They never gave him shit. And I get in this argument with so many of my friends who are like, what are you talking about? Like, who did they give him? It was McDavid, or it was Eichel, or nobody. The kid was way too young for you to pile the fucking goddamn C on him. First off, we didn't have a goalie. We didn't have a fucking coach. You hired a soccer coach. out of fucking Germany.
No defense whatsoever either. So
nothing. We had nothing. Yeah. You were rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding, and you're expecting this kid to just go out and it scored 300 goals to try to get you to playoffs. Fuck off.
So this is my problem with the NBA.
Too many blacks.
Yes, number one, too many blacks. Number two, NBA and hockey are so closely related, even though they're completely different sports. You put too much emphasis on the guy that you're bringing in, and you never, ever try to build the core up.
That's absolutely not true per playoffs.
Okay.
If you're talking like draft to beginning of season, yes.
I also hate the lottery in both.
All right. So
go lottery first, and no, go to what you're saying, so I can understand, because I'm dumb.
Yes, you are. I'm skipping right to the lottery thing. I understand why the lottery's there. NFL, it's the worst team no matter what.
Which I agree.
There's no tank rule. It is what it is. You could tank, you could end up getting a number one pick.
Look what happened to fucking Chicago and Carolina.
All right, so great. Basketball and hockey,
to me, they're the same sport.
Run the lottery system.
Mm-hmm.
Top
five.
It's not. It's the teams that don't make the playoffs. In hockey, that's 16 teams. That's half the league.
Mm.
I understand where you're like, hey, the lowest team gets X.
So balls. NBA is what, top five, I think?
I'm not sure how that works.
I think it's top five that are in the lottery. I mean, hockey needs to slim it down a little bit. Right?
Yeah. Hockey, the whole draft thing ends up being...
Because second-round picks don't account for shit.
It ends up being sketchy. In my eyes,
second-round picks can turn into Pro Bowlers.
All right. So in football, how many teams are there?
32.
How many make the playoffs?
16.
No, not in
18?
football.
18 now?
Right?
Yeah, they changed it. 18.
No, it's 8 division winners.
I'll look at it right now. Oh boy.
4 in each conference, and then 2 wild card. Right? I mean, why are we struggling thinking about this?
Dude, me typing is fucking...
I can see that through your rose-colored glasses.
Bro.
12 in football.
14. 14 out of 32.
So football, you have 14 out of 32. In hockey, you get 16 out of 32.
Okay. Okay. Kind of gay. Most of them are Canadian, so obviously we give them a pass.
That's great. They all get in, but they never finish.
No.
I mean,
like me. Fucking.
You hunting ducks.
Rip the duck hunter guy that just died. Phil Robertson.
Yeah.
Great American patriot. Yeah, so to me, I think we need to do away with the lottery system.
You
do top three. Top three.
And I'm okay with a lottery system if it's fair. Hey, listen.
When has it been fair? Okay,
that's the thing is, all right, so sure, you can have a race to the bottom to get more picks.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I want to see.
I think the NFL is the only team.
In the NHL,
NFL is the only team that does it right.
NHL, half the team makes the playoffs. So from 17 to 32, 32 gets 10 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the number is.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. I mean, yeah. so you just run it back. I mean, but say 16 people make playoffs. So 17 gets 2 balls, 18 gets 3. Go on down the line. You throw those fucking ping balls. Literally, you got to find a better way to do this. You put them all in there. Yeah. And then you just reach in there and draw one.
Yeah.
You have the first pick. You have the second pick. You have the third pick. And you just keep going from there. Instead of the weird thing that the NHL did, because this year something weird happened. Like the team that had the best chance to win. We all know this. Dude, you and I gamble.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sitting here with honestly an 85% chance of winning in a hand. And then boom, I get fucking smoked.
Yeah.
Something weird happened. We all know it's going to happen. There's a chance of that happening.
And it's always like weird markets.
It is. And it's just, that's the part that's fucked up.
Dude, look at.
There's always something
Shaq going to Orlando. Weird. Ewing going to New York. Weird.
But if you're telling me, if you're showing me before this thing goes on that 32nd team in the league, whoever finished last has 37 chance.
Sure.
Then the next team has 35.
Can we bet against those odds based on market? I bet you can.
There's probably going to be somebody that's going to give you some action, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point, how do you make it fair and prevent tanking? Because in the NFL, you can just tank and nobody gives a fuck. You end up last place, first pick. But then again, here's the thing with that. Your team ends up 3-14.
Sure.
You have the first pick overall.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a draft where you have let's not say generational talent, because lately there hasn't been a bunch.
No.
This year's draft was
probably Allen.
This year, no, stop. There's been one since then. But anyhow, you have a big time talent. This year's draft was absolutely garbage. You are putting the best player in the draft on the worst team. That is not going to take a 3-13 team and make them a 13-3 team.
I don't think that Cam Ward being drafted by the Titans is going to make a goddamn difference.
I think it is.
No, because
the Titans are going to be a little bit better. I'm talking, dude. You're saying, let's just say this hypothetical. I'm just throwing this shit out there.
Sure.
The Giants end up 3-13, number 1 pick overall.
Sure.
They take the best player, which is right. We all know it's a quarterback every fucking year. All right.
Yeah.
It's quarterback driven.
It should have been the guy that the Giants actually got, but
hang on.
Yep.
Giants are number 1. They take quarterback ABC.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's fucking blew up college football.
Got it.
Did great. Is he turning a 3-13 team into a 13-3 team?
No.
What are we doing here?
No, not one bit.
You are giving the worst team the best pick of the best player. Why don't you take the teams that shit the bed, give them a scaled chance to win a player that might?
No, I don't agree with that. So what you get if you have the first pick, look at Carolina versus the Bears, right? So the Bears have the first overall pick, right? The Bears absolutely fleeced Carolina, because Carolina fell in love with the quarterback. They actually can't play quarterback.
Who?
Bryce Young.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's Alabama. He's Tua 2.0, right? So they went. So the Bears have the first overall pick. Carolina does not. Carolina falls in love with the idea of getting an Alabama quarterback, and to his respect, I mean, he's got a little bit of mush head.
Yeah, but Cal, that was in the middle of the run on Alabama quarterbacks.
Of course.
Because they were winning everything.
Yeah, but like name one really good NFL quarterback from Alabama. And you can't. You can't.
You could do that with a lot of schools. And
Sure.
There's been so many busts.
Michigan.
I mean,
Tom Brady.
We got one.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was a run on like the Alabama protocol because it's a pro type offense, you know?
Yeah.
So
Saban was just blowing that shit up.
Yeah, but Saban had the best offensive and defensive lines probably on the planet.
It's tough to argue that at that point.
And also
being a college football fan, at watching what had happened there, it's hard to argue.
Dude, there's dudes that are drafted from fucking Alabama in the fourth round as a fucking guard, and they have 10-year careers in the NFL.
Yeah.
The average NFL career is 3.3 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 3 to 4 years, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
3.3 years. That's it. 4 years you hit pension, I believe. It might be 3, but like, so if you have all the time in the world as a 6'1" passer, dude, we're tall. We're tall guys.
Yeah.
Alabama's line usually is an average of 6'6". We're munchkins compared to those fucking people. The last 2 quarterbacks that we drafted of Alabama are shorter than us.
Yeah.
And Tua has a head like a goddamn pudding pie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do like the way the NFL works because let's say that you need multiple pieces. You got solid defense hockey wise. You got a decent goalie. But you have now you're not gonna like sacrifice McDavid. You're gonna get McDavid. But let's say the second pick in the draft. And that's gonna be Eichel. He's not McDavid. He never will be. Never could be.
You're drafting him knowing that, right? You know right now that McDavid is a generational talent.
Yeah.
You know that Eichel is a fucking great hockey player.
Mm-hmm. But when you trade the rights to drafting Eichel for 4 or 5 other great pieces,
but you're not getting 4 or 5 for him.
Probably.
I'm in the minority.
Stop farting.
But I'm in the minority.
Oh, you're black.
Being okay with Eichel coming here.
Yeah, they gave him everything too quick.
They did. They thought we drafted him and he was going to be Eichel or McDavid 2.0 and lead this city.
He's a completely different player.
Yes, but
he's more Gretzky.
The problem with that is we had nothing around him. There was nobody that he could. I'm sitting here watching him. I'm sitting here watching him run point on a power play with Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Going, he does not have this firepower in Buffalo. Noah looking down the other end of the ice going, They have a capable goalie. While I'm looking at the fucking shit that Buffalo's running out there.
So you're playing offense to protect
the Sabres never put anyone around Eichel to make him good. They just said, you are the savior of this franchise. Make it happen.
And that's what happens with...
You can't do it by yourself.
That's what happens with people drafting... who was number 1 overall in Allen's draft? Baker Mayfield.
Sure.
Same thing.
Look at him.
Oh, man, you got the keys to the house. And then what happens? He flames out, which he's probably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play for the Cleveland Browns, stat-wise. And then he goes somewhere else. Then he goes somewhere else. And then magically, he gets this fantastic deal.
Walks in after Brady leaves Tampa Bay, and now he's looking like a top 10 quarterback.
And he's making, I believe, more money per year than Brady was.
I don't give a fuck right now. I love Baker Mayfield.
I do. He's got it. Whatever it is. And he's not a big dude. He's 6'2". He's our size.
Which is sad being a quarterback, you know?
Yeah, and he has a right arm. You do not. I get it. But I don't know. I like the NFL system because let's say that if I was the Cleveland Browns and Saquon Barkley was in the same draft, and so was Nick Chubb, I would have traded number 1 to number 3 and got a whole other number 1 draft the next year. And I bet you that Baker would have fallen to them.
Yeah, but that's got to be on the table, and it's a whole lot of what ifs. And that takes like it's one thing if you're in a draft and everybody kind of knows that, like, hey, we got a pretty concise 1 through 5. We know where these guys are going to go. But at some moment, somebody in the top 3 just says, you know what? Everybody wants us to draft a quarterback. I think we got a good guy here. We're going to grab this fucking wide receiver who's a top 5 guy, and they throw that monkey wrench in there.
The luckiest pick
because you go into these drafts, right?
Sure.
And I'm guessing this is like all you fucking weirdos that do fantasy drafts. You walk in going, if I get X, this is how things are going to fall to me.
Sure.
The Bills are going to go in going, hey, we have, 30th pick because
dude, look at
this shit's going to fall to us. So we're looking for the guys that are 25 to 40. All right. These are the guys that are in wheelhouse that are probably going to fall to us. Who do we like? We're like, all right, who's in front of us? What are their needs?
Well, the Bills have
everything whittles down, and you got 5 players.
The Bills have fucked this up and also benefited in the last 10 years better than any team of all time.
The Bills drafted the right Josh.
They fucked up though because they traded basically Patrick Mahomes for the cornerback that's back now. He's cool.
Trey White?
Yeah, Trey White. And Edmonds, who's on Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So they traded down.
But are you saying that if the Bills fucked that up and they actually drafted Patrick Mahomes, would Patrick Mahomes be?
No.
Yeah, it's not like that.
I'm not saying
you got the Bills got the absolute diamond out of the rough, the best thing they could ever ask for. Within 1 year, turned it around and are now our perennial playoff team, possible Super Bowl contender.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
Okay.
Right? I mean, they're there.
Yes. Yeah.
You're winning the AFC East regularly because the AFC East is garbage. This year, I think things are going to change. Might be a little tougher. Still going to probably win it. going to win the first round, second round, whatever. You're going to have to run into Mahomes and the Chiefs or Burrow and the Bengals.
No, you run home.
Shit's going to get a little.
You run into, everyone says Mahomes and the Chiefs. You run into Andy Reid.
You got to get through that.
Period.
Yeah. Whatever.
Andy Reid, in his history, being a head play caller or head coach.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
Dude, we got to shut this shit down.
Okay, cool. Let me get through this.
Okay.
Andy Reid has never, under his tutelage, had an underperforming quarterback. Ever. Ever all time. Oh, remember Jeff Garcia? Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Donovan McNabb goes to Washington.
I high-fived him.
Sucks. Nice, cool. But like
at Syracuse,
but
I rushed the field.
But Andy Reid is legit one of the smartest people to ever game plan.
Yeah.
Not game plan for a game. Game plan for to get his best players the ball. That's it. Period. End of story. That's the way it is. So how the fuck? And this is in no way, shape, or form taking away from Patrick Mahomes, but you could literally have gotten Sam Darnold, and the Chiefs would probably be in the same spot. Same. Because Andy Reid doesn't miss. Everyone goes, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Yeah, but...
So at that point, are we going to get into this stupid conversation that people are having? It's like a system quarterback versus game manager. Dude, I don't give a fuck which one you are.
No, I'm just saying, you give
if
Andy
you're a
Reid...
system quarterback, you're also a game manager. If you're a game manager, you're the boss. You're running the shit.
Andy Reid and John Gruden run the same offense.
Yep.
Like same verbiage, same offense, period, right? You got to have someone that can do what Patrick Mahomes can do. And Patrick Mahomes does make some really cool plays. He extends plays.
And Josh Allen does as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh Allen's biggest problem.
It's Josh Allen.
Sean McDermott.
You think so?
Yeah, fucking 100%, dude. I hate this shit. I hate that the Bills got good 1 year after Allen showed up because I wanted to see them in misery forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I relish when the Bills lose. Josh Allen is the greatest thing that Buffalo's seen since the early 90s.
I would say ever.
You can't go there because he hasn't taken you guys to a Super Bowl.
That's pre-free agency, though.
I don't give a fuck. You haven't been to a Super Bowl. You've been to 2 AFC championships. You're 0-2. Allen's got to take you guys to the promised land. Allen also makes me an absolute fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
The amount of Josh Allen shit I have in my house right now. Krista goes, hey, you got a second? I'm like, yeah. She goes, what do you have on your list for top tier shit? I go, oh, my phone's out my truck. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, cool. I go get my phone. I come back in the house a little later. We go through it. I'm like, I have a Josh Allen flex helmet. I have this Josh Allen helmet. I've got a Josh Allen frame fucking jersey. I just picked up a Josh Allen frame jersey. It lights up in every fucking different color. A Josh Allen shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Every time it comes in my house, like Brady comes home from school today, I'm like, hey, want to see something cool? He's like, yeah. Take him in the bedroom. The lights are off. Turn the light on. I show him the jersey. He goes, what's that? Yeah. I go, it's a Josh Allen Pro Bowl jersey. He goes, I want it. I go, how much money you got? He goes out, gets his fucking wallet. He's like, I got like $200 and some dollars. I go, it's going to cost you more than that. Or you can buy a square in the pool and you could possibly win it for way less.
End up like the kid in the back of the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Allen is. I mean, Bruce Smith
is
good
for this team.
amazing.
Sadly, I think the Bills are going to do something soon.
I think Jim Kelly, perfect storm. Never was in like the top 3. I mean, if the Bills drafted Dan Marino,
that draft was heavy.
it was fucked. Yeah,
that was Marino, Kelly, Kozar.
Dan Marino went after Kelly,
but they're on the same draft, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Warren Moon.
I don't know. I think
before
it was 1 year later.
Before or after.
He was still in the.
All I remember was Marino, Kelly, and Kozar were.
Eason got drafted before Kelly and Marino by the Jets.
Eason. Or Esiason? Boomer.
1984 draft. Let's go take a look.
My eyes are fucking dancing.
1984.
I didn't realize it was almost 4 o'clock my time. Dick Warlock is shot.
Yeah, I'm hammered.
Who's Eliza is mommy?
All right, so by pick. Okay, number 1. Is it 85 or 84? It's 85.
84.
I thought it was 85.
It's 84.
Okay. Irving Fryer. Patriots, number 1. Dean, don't know his name. Carl Banks, great.
He was good in freshman player.
No, that's wrong. It's 85. '85, Bruce Smith. Shit. So was it 88? 88. No. 88. You're right. 88.
I'm not right. I never said that.
You're right. 88. 1988 NFL draft. Okay. Here we go. Oh, God. All right. Falcons, Andre Bruce, linebacker, Auburn, number 1. Kansas City Chiefs, Neil Smith, badass. When was Kelly drafted?
83, asshole.
Oh, okay, 83.
That was the year they all went.
83.
Elway was a year later, I think.
Okay. 1983 NFL draft. Got it. Okay. Here we go. Okay. No, that's Elway. Elway number 1. Dickerson number 2. No, the Bills took Tony Hunter. Okay, hold on. When was...
Dude, I literally just Googled Jim Kelly drafted. It said 1990, 83.
86. We were way off.
Jim Kelly was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in the first round of the 1983 NFL draft, 14th overall.
Yeah, because he went to he was in the NFL for 2 years. All right. So
wait, no. Kelly was 86.
I don't believe that either. No, that's Will Warford. What the fuck? Anyways, we'll get out of here because we're just going down a rabbit hole. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm hammered. So, 84 draft.
Dude, now I look down and it's like Buffalo teachers 1986. 84 he played with the Gamblers. 79 he was with the Hurricanes. We knew that.
Yep.
86 draft.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Dude, was Jim Kelly drafted?
83.
Yes.
83.
Yeah, that's what I told you earlier.
Okay. 19.
The Bills
Really?
post. Yeah.
No way. I'm not buying it. All right. No, it's Elway. Let's do this. When was
Dude, I'm looking at it twice.
Dan Marino drafted?
He was the same thing because I had a Sports Illustrated Sports Illustrated cover with both Marino and Jim Kelly on it. Because
83.
Marino went
83
to
NFL
where?
draft.
He went to
Miami.
Pitt.
Yeah. 1983. NFL.
Yeah, this is fucked up, dude. It's saying he's 83, but I saw one other thing.
83 is Elway.
86.
Elway went number 1. All right, 83.
6 quarterbacks. Elway, Marino, and Jim Kelly in the 83 draft.
So Bills
Todd
picked
Blackledge
12.
and
Tony Hunter.
Tony Eason was in that draft.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. So
You asshole.
hold on. Tony Hunter. My bad. Oops. So first quarterback off the board, Elway. No brainer.
He went to Stanford, right?
Yes, Stanford. Second quarterback off the board. It was Tony Blackledge.
Yeah.
Todd Blackledge.
USC?
Penn State.
Ah, fuck.
Third quarterback off the board was Jim Kelly.
Miami.
Yep. And then was Tony Eason. So right after Jim Kelly was drafted.
Yeah. All right. So this was 83, right?
Yeah. 83 draft. Yeah.
That's all I really wanted to get.
Then Tony Eason. And then Ken O'Brien. That's who I fucked up.
He went to the Jets.
Yeah. Ken O'Brien was drafted ahead of Dan Marino. Dan Marino, 27th pick overall. Can you imagine fucking that up?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple reaches, but John Elway, no brainer. Then you go to like Todd Blackledge. Really?
I actually thought, I didn't know he went to Penn State. I thought he was a West Coast guy.
Todd Blackledge.
Oh, Todd Marinovich. He went to USC.
Yeah.
Sorry. I fucked that up.
He was on heroin.
Probably, yeah.
No, he really was fucked.
Sure. Good for him.
But the Bills drafted a tight end at number 12, Tony Hunter.
So I went through the one time
14, Jim Kelly.
When I got into this helmet thing, everybody's like talking about helmets that they're buying and keeping, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know we could do that shit, you know? So I started thinking about like what kind of collection would I want? If I have a buttload of helmets, which ones would I want?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I'm deep rooted in Michigan football. Mm-hmm. I said, you know what I want? I want one helmet signed by every 32 NFL teams and their earliest round draft pick that anybody signed.
Okay, so Bills, Bruce Smith, number 1.
Actually, Bruce Smith did not go to Michigan, just so you know that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. VT.
The only Bills helmet that I would have got was Reggie McKenzie.
He was like a 6th-round pick, right?
It didn't matter.
Right.
At the time, he was the only Bill's name that anybody would ever have known.
Hmm.
So that was the one that pissed me off. Was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm hoping the Bills had nobody that they ever drafted that was anybody that would ever sign a helmet, anything, and it'd be a Reggie McKenzie. So I was like, well, all right. So if we're gonna run through this shit, I'm like, he's old school, way old. I'm like, fuck, find out he's already dead. So I just kind of I was gonna change my PC to whatever. And then I found out my lineage of my name. Well, okay. I knew this before. I was named after Daryl LaMonica of the Bills. He was here a few years, ended up in LA, became the Mad Bomber out in LA.
Yep.
But when I was born, that's who I was named after. The name's definitely not spelled the same, whatever. So I was like, we all know I don't like the Bills. But I thought it'd be cool if I could find the old white the red standing buffalo helmet signed by Daryl LaMonica. It's not easy to find. I couldn't find one. I found out like probably a year and a half ago he passed away. Before that, I was able to find an old school Bills jersey that he signed. I got it cheap as fuck.
Oh, shit. Cool.
Somebody was selling it. They're like, why the fuck do you want this? I'm like, I was named after Daryl LaMonica, but I got it. It's up here. I can see it right here.
And his name was spelled D-A-Y.
D-A-R-Y-L-E.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was always told from day one I was named after him, the Mad Bomber. Okay. So in honor of that and me not liking the Bills, I'm like, I wanted one of those standing buffalo helmets signed by him. I've been Googling it. I know they're out there and everything. So I'll eventually get one, but I'm so glad I have that jersey because when this whole thing started with me getting into this business and the autograph shit, I wanted to reach out to him. I'm like, I Googled it. I'm like, how do I get a hold of this guy? Who's his PR agent? Who the fuck is his whatever? How can I get a hold of him and just say, hey, listen, I was born in, south of Buffalo in the early 70s. My parents were Bills fans. My mom liked you, whatever. They named me after you. Can I get you to sign a helmet for me to keep in my collection, whatever? And then I found out the dude passed away, like, I don't know, 5 years ago or whatever. I'm like, fuck, but I know he signed some shit and I know it's out there. So I'm going to try hard to.
LaMonica was drafted by the NFL Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. Yeah.
In round 12. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I got a nice LaMonica jersey that I was able to score off somebody, and they're like, cool. Dude, I'm just looking to dump this shit. I'm like, well, I was named after that motherfuckers.
6'3", 215.
Yeah, that bomber. Big dick. Yeah, bro, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. All right, we're up.
We've been doing this for 8 hours. How can you podcast for 8 hours?
Daryl LaMonica. It's because of him. I'm going to go fall asleep on the couch and maybe throw up a little bit. But, all right, we're up.
Everybody that's just mad sleeping in my house, and I might have to go sleep in my bed tonight.
Oh.
Dude, it's, I don't know.
It's good. Hey, it's good. Spirit world.
I sobered up.
Let's go watch Young Guns 2.
I'm not.
I'm about to. I'm about to. All right, cool.
I'll text you. I'll text you when you figure this shit out.
Tell me when that retarded kid's doing that fucking clap like this. Fucking.
You want to watch me sit down in this chair a bunch of times? It makes the same noise.
All right, there. Goose.